Hello and welcome back. This is Redemption Goddess, and today I want to cover, well, you see the picture. This happened in California, a young lady hanging out of the window with this weapon. Now, they say it's an illegal event. You know how the news is when they're getting the story, little bits and pieces, they're trying to just report it as it comes in. They've already seized this vehicle. So they already know the owner of the vehicle. It's only a matter of time before they figure out who this young lady is. This is crazy. It's sad. This young lady will most likely have felony weapons charges. No, not able to rent an apartment, not able to really get a good job. I do know folks that come back from, criminal records, federal prison time, all these different prison times. People come back, they reinvent themselves and they redo their lives. But whenever you do that background check, it always pops up felony. And it is when you have a clear record and you can make the right choices and stay out of trouble, you go farther. Your life, not to say it's not going to be still some challenges in your life, but you have less obstacles. That's why supervision is really important. And I understand when these youngsters, they get teenagers, they could become crazy, because I was a crazy teenager. I was a disrespectful teenager. And I remember, it has to come from you. You have to sit back as the child. There's nothing I know folks that came from good homes, beautiful families, people that love them, begging and pleading with them to change their life around, and they just didn't. It's like almost like they hated their parents or whatever. They hated authority, and they hate for folks to tell them what to do. You hate for folks to correct you. And you go through this phase, especially when you see deceit around you. You have a parent telling you to be one way, and then they're not even living how they say to live. And it's difficult to even trust them when they lie and do all this stuff. And as a child, I'll tell you, as a teenager, I'll tell you, I seen it. I seen grown folks double talking. Hell, I'm grown now, and I see folks online every day double talking, lying. And when they get caught in a lie, or, grown people cannot accept accountability. So what do you expect from these children? They're looking at us. We cuss each other, we holler at each other, we lie on each other, we just lie for no reason. Lazy, procrastinating, zero work ethic, all these issues that all of us go, no matter who you are, we're issues that we have to fight every day. There's plenty of folks, especially if you're living pretty good. You don't want to get out that big old pretty beautiful bed, that comfortable bed. You don't want to leave your big old pretty house, or maybe it's not even big, it's just modest and you like it. You want to work in your garden and, you want to do your thing all day. But doing your thing all day does not generally give you money unless you are some type of trust fund baby. Generally, you have to go put in 8-12 hours. Now, in your later years, when your strength is depleting, hopefully you made some good choices, and now you can sit back and relax. These are the youngsters that's supposed to be working these McDonald's jobs and Taco Bell and all this. But guess who we see in there? Old ass motherfuckers. And I don't want to knock folks. I don't want to say mean. But when you mismanage your life, that's what happens. Now, this woman could be 38 years old. We don't know. But I'm banking on her being very young. And hopefully, I don't even want to say what the justice system should do. Because do they come down hard on her and scare the holy crap out of her, and get her on the right path now? Or do they slap her on the wrist and allow her, or slap her on the wrist and allow her to continue this dysfunction? And God forbid, have some child, if she don't have no child now. God forbid, have a bunch of kids that's just as unhinged as her. And this is what I'm worried about with these youngsters, especially I have a child myself. I'm worried about these youngsters. And I'm not worried per se, because I don't even like that word worry. But the thing is, you'll have a child doing everything they're supposed to do, following the rules, getting good grades, listening, being attentive, being accountable. Even when they jack up, I jacked up, mama. I did that, I broke that, and take they consequence and become confident and honest, and they work this hard to do all of this, and have some crazy lady hanging out of a freaking vehicle, and she may not even meant it, but just discharge accidentally, or if she even did mean it, spray up the block that the child just happens to be galloping down, singing this little stuff going through their little heads. They got all types of, they just having a good time. This kid is, nothing's wrong. Fairly good neighborhood. All of the things they tell you to do. And here come Missy Bonnie, I guess. Bonnie and Clyde, Missy Bonnie. Here she come to snuff that child life out. Now she get to live, she get to cry, she get to have some free housing for a few years. She gets to rehabilitate herself, but that child does not. And this is happening over and over and over again in California, in Detroit, in Chicago, in Texas, in Philadelphia, and just you can pretty much say all of these major cities. It's happening. These children are unhinged. No one is supervising these children. I see packs of teenagers roaming around places, roaming around different areas. What? We were bored. You bored, they become bored, and they begin breaking things and being destructive and doing all, robbing folks and doing all types. Look, hanging out the window with AKs. Oh, we're bored. No. I don't have a problem. See, I used to think that I grew up pretty strict and all of this, especially my teenage years was real strict. And I just kept jacking up, losing summers. We ain't talking about a week or two. I lost summers of fun. Lying and doing the mess I had no business. But it took for me to sit down and say, you know what? Dang, they love me. They love me. Now, the element that's missing for me, I wasn't on drugs. Now, we went and snuck some beer and did dummy stuff. We snuck beer. We snuck we snuck beer. We was drinking beer and oh my gosh, doing just the stupidest stuff. But one thing I can tell you, the drugs. So I think that for these youth, they're beginning to, smoke the wacky tobacco and popping pills. And guess what? They doing this Adderall. So one of their little friends get diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, whatever, to get the stuff, and they get to passing it along to their friends. It help you concentrate. Then you have the situation where folks done had back surgeries. They done had different stuff, where they have pain management medication. And so the children begin getting a hold of that. And then you look up and they on heroin under a bridge. Or you look up and they hanging out of a window with an AK-47. Because, I'm sorry, honey, only thing I can think of is drugs, alcohol, an impaired state of mind that would allow a person to think that this was something to do and something to that was okay. I watched a video a few weeks ago of a young lady. Now the young lady was black. She was in there with 3 dudes. She's in the back seat of the car. She asked for the weapon and he gives it to her and she begins popping out of the window. What? And they film themselves doing this. Those strays could have went anywhere. I couldn't figure out what state it was in to go really do my research on it. It was just so sickening. And then a couple weeks later, I see this. And what they'll do is, oh, it's the boyfriend if she wasn't dating this old thug and blah, blah, blah. Where is her brain? Where is her? It's peer pressure. And I will say, peer pressure is a real thing. That's why you have to be careful who your children are hanging around with. You have to go and research where that child came from to see if they got their head on right. And as far as unsupervised, I'm just not a big fan of too much unsupervision for teenagers, youngsters or teenagers. I'm just not big on it. And because back in the day I was like, man, they always around. They always around. And if they were not around, if my parents weren't around, some other grown-up was around. A morally sound grown-up. You ever notice when you buy the police, you see the police, you straighten up, folks put their seatbelt on. Now, I don't know why you don't have it on in the beginning, but people start driving off straight and doing everything when they see that authority. It's the same thing with children. And you give them the freedom. You begin rewarding them. But you never, you always kind of keep them off kilter because you don't let them know when you're going to pop up. Who's watching them? And a few little instances of trouble, and they begin thinking, wow, how did they know? Or how did they find out? And some children, they just say, you know what? I'm just going to do what I'm supposed to do. I get more rewards. I get more stuff. I get more praise when I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. That's the realization that I came to. Same thing in my adult life. I was like, wow, okay, when I save money, when I do this, it seems like everything fall into place. Yeah, let me do this. Let me study. Let me save my money. Let me do my thing. Learn my little skills. Do what I'm supposed to do. I began making, my living situation comfortable. Where I didn't feel like just going out, roaming around, aimlessly running around, because I figured out when you go outside, honey, going outside costs money. Have you ever ran outside real quick to go do this and that and whatever and came home, already spent $100? You stopped and got some coffee. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, I ain't seen this sandwich place. Let me go check it out. You come home. Ooh, this on sale. Oh, let me hurry up and get this. Oh, buy 2, get 3 free. Let me get this. By the time you come home, you got a bunch of stuff. You swore up and down you needed it. I mean, I feel you on certain stuff. You see a good old sale, and you do. That's the beauty of having money to spend, though. I will tell you that, because when you see a sale and you can stock up on this or stock up on that, especially cleaning stuff, toilet paper, all the stuff you use over and over and over again. I understand that. But I mean, the point of it was when you go outside, you spend money. And I started realizing that around 23-ish. Nah, because I like to be fly. I like to be fly, so being fly costs money. So if I'm running around here trying to be fly every day, I'm going to be spending money. Then I'm running around here trying to stick with this girl and stick with that girl, and these young ladies don't even like me. To tell you the honest truth, half the time, you really don't. Even the friends you went to school with, folks, people just are not developed and mature yet, and they will cross you. Sometimes every now and again you'll have your day one, somebody you went to elementary school with and whatever, and they still cool with you. But honey, they flip the script on you so quick. They living different lives. They living inside of their head. They living with their own good and evil and their own struggle against that. So, you know, my heart goes out to the family of this young lady, because they're going to be sentenced with her. It's horrible to go see your baby girl in a penitentiary. They may slap her on the wrist, and if this woman is pure evil and they slap her on the wrist and unleash her back onto society and she does more damage, see, the judge sitting up there gonna have to decide all that. The judge is gonna have to gauge if this woman is reformable. Her life is in the justice system's hands. Her life is gonna be in total strangers' hands now. One little choice, honey. One thing. That's why I sit back now. When I'm late to stuff, I ain't want to go anyway. I really didn't want to go. You kind of get frustrated. I can't believe I'm still running late. Oh my goodness. Especially you late to stuff, or you kind of dragging for the day. You don't really know why your body is not perking up to make you go and do the things that you need to do. Honey, pay close attention to them signs. I'm like, I wonder what car accidents I missed. What crazy road rage mess I might have missed. And I just keep on, I ain't gonna say I keep on lollygagging, but I definitely don't beat myself up. It's done, it's done. And when I was younger, I have found myself in some crazy situations. And when I got out of those situations, I was like, wow, what if I just would have stayed home? And now that's what I do. I stay home. People make fun of me right now to the day. I'm at home. But when they come visit me, they always sleep somewhere. It's so comfortable here. I know it is comfortable. It's comfortable and it's peaceful. And if you bring anything other than that, baby, you got to go. And I'm armed to a tilt, to a T, to a tilt. Not quite like this young lady though. It ain't funny. It ain't at all funny. This is our youth here. They are not developed enough. The standards that they put on our children here in America, they are not developed enough. The only reason why they put these standards on our kids is because they want them to get out there and work and make money. And pay taxes. And fill up the jails and money. That's all. My brain didn't turn on and begin working properly until I was 25. And I used to beat myself up like, oh my gosh, I've spent like $5,000 on nails over my lifetime, and thinking of all this money, you can't get it back. But I did need to know what those numbers were. I was very, very curious about how much money I'd spent on nails and getting my feet done and hair and trips and stupid mess. But then I look back and understand how much fun I had and how much of a good time I had. And I really don't have any regrets. I definitely can't go back and change it. But I wasn't hanging out nobody's side of the car with no automatic weapon either. There's a good possibility I had weapons. I always had a weapon. I was taught to protect myself at an early age. I've been carrying a weapon since 18. And so maybe 17. Legally 18. I think. No. Yeah, probably not. Probably not legally. Because I didn't even know the laws. I just knew I had to protect myself. And everyone in my family is real big on protecting themselves, fighting, learning how to defend yourself. All of the men in my family were very concerned. They really wanted to make sure that I knew how to fight hand to hand and also tote them straps. This is not anti-weapon. This is not anti-weapon sentiment. This is begging for the parents to be able to supervise these children more. You know, I cannot raise your child. I understand, because I mean, personally, I think that a lot of moms, you know, if you are a mom, you and your child's friends kind of become your children because you're responsible for them when they're around. But not everybody shares the same sentiment as you. Any child in my vicinity, I don't care who you are, honey. I don't care who you are. My child already knows the drill. I give you some keywords, you know what to go do. I'm going to protect any child in my presence. Okay? If I see a child in danger, now, honey, if the parent is there, you know, when I'm talking about situations where a child is about to run in the street, or you see a child, the mama looking the other way or something, and something about to happen to the child, baby, I got you. You know, sometimes you live next door. What, you know, just think about this young lady's next door neighbor. Now, we're assuming that she's really young. She may be 45 years old. But just think about the next door neighbor being able to interact with this lady. Just that little bit of interaction could change the projection of their life. They come and, you know, you outside or you walking and you say, hey, come on and walk with me. I need somebody to talk to. That little bit, and they like, come on. I say, come on, baby, I'll pay you. Walk with me. And she tell them to go on and go. She say, go on and go. I'm gonna walk with my neighbor. Plus, I need this money. And they go on and go, right? Not to say that she won't still do this. We're not saying that she still won't do this later on in the day. You know, the point is to speak life into the youngsters. Every time, you know, we describe them, you peel heads, y'all got y'all pan tagging, look at the girls with these, like, we always criticizing them and hollering at them and cussing at them and degrading them and this and that. And they grow up, they have zero respect for us. And they kind of viewing all grown-ups as like hypocrites and this and that. And they have zero respect for us. But I'm saying, like, man, if you can, whoever listens to this, if you can interact with the youngsters that's around you, whether it's just saying hello, hey, beautiful, hey, handsome, look at you, you growing up. Oh my goodness, you so handsome. You gonna be a model. Blah, blah. Speaking life into them, man. Spending time with them. If you, hey, what, you see them roaming around or whatever, what y'all doing? You know, can I roam with y'all? I need some exercise. Y'all gonna be my security. And when you around, they may, I don't want to do all this crazy stuff that I was gonna do with her right here. She gonna tell on me. And I am. I'm gonna tell the mama and them first. We try not to get law enforcement, but hey, you never know. But the thing is, little bits of interaction like that, because I know it changed mine. I had all type of folks snitching on me, man. Snitching. I seen her in the, she had her face all the way in the car. Now, mind you, they done exaggerated so hard. You know, my face wasn't in nobody's car. I was 12 feet away from, you know, somebody pull up, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. And most of the time it's some old man, some dude trying to holler at you, right? And they start that mess out at 14. And that's why I'm so glad that I was so straight up and down for so long. I look so young, but it don't matter. Some of these nasty perverts, they don't care. They like you looking young, and they nasty. But man, I have folks looking out for me though. She had her head in the car. Now my homegirl had got a car. She was a few years older than me, and she had got a car. This particular situation, this grown up, they were looking out for me, but they were actually kind of bitter and mean too. So they lied and shit. And this is why I can't stand some older folks now. They be lying and exaggerating. I had to walk 98 miles to school in the snow barefoot with 10 kids on my back. Shut up. No, you didn't. And you say this in your head, of course, because if you say shut up and you here still around, I don't know what era you grew up in to tell you be able to tell your parents to shut up. I know I didn't grow up in that era, baby, and I was too scared to do such a thing. Such a thing. But to be real, when you begin seeing adults, like when I start seeing grown-ups and stuff on drugs and stuff like this, even my own family members, I didn't have respect for them. And after time went by and I began getting older and you know, as an adult, I would tell them to shut the hell up and leave me alone. You know, because how you gonna tell me? But see, now I understand. It's like, in some instances, they just saying, look, don't go down this road that I went down. So I don't want to make this too long. I just want to say, like, if you can, I'm not going to say if you can, I'm actually really begging you to. Whatever child, teenagers you are in close proximity to, your friend, your children's friends and all of those types of people, speak life into them babies. You could actually save their life, change their life, with sometimes with just a few words, just providing a safe haven, just providing a meal, just providing somewhere safe. They may not have that, honey, and you may be their last resort. You may be their last resort. And you said, I can't afford, you know, I know, you know how we think sometimes, you know, I barely can afford to feed my child and me. You know, you think all types of stuff. Honey, you're going to be blessed. Don't worry about that monetary stuff. You will be blessed. Feed that child. Provide a safe place for that child. You will be blessed. Don't worry about that. It's going to come. It's going to come to you. You will have enough. You will magically, I kid you not, I am a walking, living witness to this. You will have enough when you give out the goodness of your heart. But if you give in to I had to feed, you doing it to carry it over the parent's head, or you doing it to get bragging rights, you doing it to get patted on the back, baby, no, then it ain't you. No, you're not doing it from the right spirit, and no, you probably won't be blessed, and no, you probably won't have enough, because you're doing it just to brag. You're doing it just to down that parent, or to, I'm better than them, or whatever it is, baby. Don't do it at all. But you never ever know what type of life you can speak into these kids. I mean, just a scenario that I said about this young lady. I see this, hey baby, hey beautiful, come here. I need you to walk with me, I'm gonna pay you. Maybe I just been seeing an old thug boyfriend and I'm just trying to separate him for a day. You separate him for a day, hope he go to jail or something and she forget about him or something. You know, you praying all types of stuff happen. You see these beautiful girls with these old thugs, but now you see, hell, you might be judging it wrong. The girl is the thug. The guy is the sweetheart that needs to be saved. You know, so sometimes you might be gauging it wrong. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please let me know what you think about this story. And as always, thank you for listening.